Hello my little crafty monsters, how's everybody doing today? I hope everybody is fabulous! So, in today's fabulous tutorial, we are going to be making some acetate embellishments. That's right, Bobos. I have not seen anybody make acetate embellishments out there, but I might be wrong. There might be somebody out there, but I just kind of thought of that with my own little brain, and so then I decided that, all right, let's give it a try. And so these are the little bad boys that we are going to be making today. I like how the little beads on the side, I made two sizes. Well, because the original size was this one, which was a 3-inch scallop circle, and then when we did the video, I kind of effed it all up, and so I ended up doing the little small ones, but the small ones still look kind of cute. The only thing is that the sentiment on this one, it's like a perfect size, and the sentiment on this one, it looks kind of big. So it looks like the scallop circle is peeping out from behind that little sentiment. So these are the little bad boys we will be making today. It is super duper easy to make, and so I know you guys don't want to waste any more time, so let's not waste any more time and let's get down and dirty, boo-boos, and I will see you in a bit. Alrighty then, my little crafty monsters, let's get down and dirty and make these little bad boys right here. These are the little acetate ones. I freaking love how they came out. So these are the little plastic flowers. Now those plastic flowers, we got those from Z99 store. That gold paper, we bought that at Z Michaels. And those blings, well, you saw where I got those blings on one of my little shopping sprees, if you guys saw one of my lives. So these gold little papers, we're gonna go ahead and cut those down to 1 3/4 by 2. So 1 3/4 by 2. We're gonna go ahead and cut 4 of these because we are making 4 embellishments. And so the craft paper, it's kind of small, so we're gonna go ahead and cut him down at 1/2 inch and then at 1.5 inch. I'm gonna use my smaller cutter because it's gonna be a lot easier to cut that 1/2 inch because the other one was a little bit too big. We're just gonna put these as our sentiments, so it's gonna be that's why they're small, sorry. Then we're gonna go ahead and use these shrinkadinks, and these little shrinkadinks, I bought them at Z Michaels, and I'm just going to use these for the embellishment because the plastic is pretty thick, but you do have to take in mind that these shrinky-dinks are meant to be heated so they could shrink, and so if you use any kind of heat on them, it's going to warp them or make them melt. So make sure you're not going to add heat to this. So no embossing powders on these little bad boys. So we're gonna go ahead and cut 4 of these little guys, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut 2 circles down, a smaller one, and we're gonna go ahead and cut the little DSP paper. I chose this little I love you one because I thought it was cute, and I really wanted it to kind of peep out from the little center part, so I thought it was cute. So we're gonna go ahead and cut 4 of these little bad boys. And you could cut whatever color you guys want, seriously. You guys just let your what are you trying to say, Jesse? Let your imagination take flight. Oh my God, he's getting tongue twisted again. See, every time I do these voiceovers, that's what always happens. So right here, I'm gonna use some paper flowers. This is just going to be like a little accent. And then I'm gonna go ahead and use those plastic flowers and the greenery. And like I said, I bought those at Z99 store, and those come in a square. So now we're gonna go ahead and get our little square, the gold one, and we're gonna score that down to 1/4 inch all the way across. So 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch, and 1/4 inch. We're gonna go ahead and make it look like we're doing a rosette. You guys know how to do rosettes, but we're not really doing a rosette. So we're gonna go ahead and fold these little bad boys into a little zigzag. So, and some people like to call it mountain valley. So we're gonna go ahead and fold it mountain valley. Ay, Jesse, mijo, just say it in Spanish. You know, you get too tongue twisted. And so, go ahead and fold your little
gold squares. And then once you get these little bad boys done, I have to cut like another little square for the back of these just to make it like a base. This is also going to help keep that little zigzag the way I want it to look, because I'm going to glue it down to this. And so right here I'm just kind of measuring, and right here I think I cut it at 1 inch, and we went ahead and cut it at 1 3/4. Sorry about that. So now we're going to go ahead and put some score tape on the back of that. And see, it's kind of hard because it really depends on what shape you guys are going to be making. If you guys are going to be making one of these scallop circles, then these scallop circles, the large one, the first one I made was a 3 inch. These ones that we're making right now are 2.5 inch. So you really have to kind of measure your little sentiment that you're using as well. And you have to just kind of size your gold paper or silver paper or glitter paper, whatever paper you're going to be using to do this little zigzag. You have to measure it and cut it according to the specific size that you're making. So for me, this is going to go on a 2.5 inch scallop circle. So these measurements worked perfect. So once you get all that glued onto the base of each one of these little bad boys, we're going to go ahead and glue, well, we're going to put the sentiment onto those little strips, but we have to put some tape on the back so that they could stick onto that gold piece. This is the best adhesive. You could use some hot glue, and the hot glue would probably work a little bit better. I didn't really think about it until right now. But I use the double-sided tape. These are the little sentiments that we're going to be using. I got these from Michael's. These were in, I believe, I don't remember. It's, I think, in the planner section. So they just basically have like little hello friend or hello darling, and some of them say like have a good day, and some of them say like beautiful day and stuff like that. And so they're cute little quotes, and I thought these would be perfect for this little project right here. And so we're gonna go ahead and put these little stickers onto these craft little squares, and then we're gonna go ahead and stick these little bad boys onto the gold little zigzag. I don't know what to call it. It looks like a little zigzag, so that's why I keep calling it that. There might be a better name for it, but as far as that, like, I think it's just a zigzag. So we're gonna go ahead and stick this little bad boy onto there, and then after that we're gonna go ahead and start working on putting together our little embellishment. And you guys are gonna see how fast it's gonna go. We are going to use a hot glue gun, but don't worry, we're going to be very careful when we use it. This is a sand block. This is a, like, it's kind of like sandpaper, and I purchased this at Z99.9999 cent store. And I use this for sometimes making my paper look more torn and vintage and aged. But in this case, we're going to go ahead and just run it against the scallop part of the circle, just the scallops. And we're doing this because we're going to be adding some gold paint to the edge, just to the edge. I'm going to use a paint marker, but you guys could use any kind of paint, or you could go ahead and just skip this if you guys want to skip it. But I just thought it kind of gave it like this little extra, there's a little extra something, you know what I'm saying? So it needed it, so I just figured, hey, let's just do it. So this is the little Deco Gold pin, and I purchased this one at Z Michael's, and it's a metallic pin, and I figured that we would use metallic so it wouldn't be too translucent, as they say. So I'm going to go ahead and run this little bad boy all along just to cover up all of that sand, you know, the area that I sanded. I'm just going to go ahead and cover that part. Now, if you're asking me, why did you sand it, Jesse? That is a good question, my little crafty monsters. It's because if you were to just paint this on the slick surface, most likely the paint will chip off or it will scratch off. If you make it more of a rough surface, you have more of a chance of it actually sticking and staying. So we turned that slick surface into a rough surface, and the hopes of the paint not coming off. But once this paint is done, which this paint actually dries really quick because, like I said, it's a marker. So once while that's drying, we're going to go ahead and put these double-sided tape on the back of our little center scallops, and these ones are just going to be peeping out a little bit. from behind the sentiment. It's just to give it something in the center of the circle. I really thought it was cute. So I'm gonna go ahead and center that little bad boy. How cute is this, right? I mean, I want to make so many different kinds of acetate embellishments because I really like how that clear looks in the background. Like it's really the cute one, my friend. Jesse, stop it. Seriously, stop it. So once you get these little bad boys centered on there, you could go ahead and start attaching your little sentiment onto there. So remember, we put some double-sided tape on the back of that, so it'll make it a lot easier. You have to be really careful, guys, when you're smashing this, because do remember that the only thing that's glued onto that base are these little long points of that, you know, where it folds. And so there's really nothing else holding it but that little area that's glued. So if you ruin it, I mean, you ruin it. But for the most part, I should have used some hot glue, but I didn't. Maybe this whole project would be better with just hot glue. But anywho, this was just kind of like a little idea. I know the next one I'll probably just use hot glue. So these are some little bling flowers that I purchased from that giant dollar store. If you guys you can't speak English, mijo. What's wrong with you? If you guys have seen that that haul I did, it's on one of my lives, the recent most live that I went on. I went to this little, like, it's kind of like a Dollar General store. It's a little mom and pop store, and they have like this whole aisle of nothing but craft stuff, and everything there is $1. And I was like, oh my god, I love this place. So I purchased those there. Anywho, now we're using this little gold vine that I had purchased at the Dollar Tree. No, at the 99 cent store. What are you talking about, Jesse? You don't even know where you're going. You go to so many damn places. Anywho, so that was at the 99 cent store. They had it in the little party section. And as a matter of fact, they still have some sometimes. So it's a cheaper alternative than that one that's going around that's from that name brand. I'm not going to name no brands, but it's a well-named brand. And it's a little bit more expensive and you don't get as much. And right here you get the same look from the 99 and it's a lot cheaper. You get a lot more. So anyway, we're just going to use some hot glue. And remember, we had mentioned about the Shrinky-Dinks being very sensitive to heat. Wow, what we did was we went ahead and when I added the glue onto these little vines or to any of these little plastic flowers, I'm going to allow it to kind of cool off a little bit before I attach it to the plastic. That's just to prevent the heat from the glue to actually warp any part of that little embellishment. So that's why I kind of wait. So any part of the little scallop that is kind of peeping out and one of these little gems will fit on, I'm going to go ahead and add that. Whatever area does not allow me to put one, then that's fine because it's obviously covered up with another element. So I'm just going to add these on the area that you could see through. And so these are so cute. I'm really liking how they look. So we're just going to go ahead and continue adding all of these little bling flowers all around these little scallops. You guys could use any kind of bling that you guys want, even if it's just like diamonds, or if you guys want to add some like some of the stickles, like stickle beads, just, you know, put a little bead of stickles on it and it just let it dry. And you could use any kind of stuff, like, or you could just leave it like that. Like, you don't have to go extra and put all this bling, but you know, Jesse likes the sparkles, so he needed it for it to sparkle a little bit more. And now we're going to go ahead and just add all of these little plastic flowers that we purchased from the 99 cent store. And I'm adding hot glue to all of these little bad boys, and I'm kind of like hiding them behind that sentiment. So it basically looks like they're popping out of that little, behind the sentiment, but you know, it's just the look, mama, is the look. So anywho, we're going to do that to all 4 of our little embellishments, and it's going to go pretty quick, you guys. Now, you guys could use all paper elements if you guys want. You guys don't have to use these little plastic guys, but I just thought they were cute. And they're also different. Like, you don't really see a lot of people using these stuff on embellishments and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to change it up a little bit. And I did use our traditional little paper flower roses. How original is that? So we use that, which, you know, everybody uses, so everybody's more familiar to that. So you could basically just put more roses if you don't have those plastic flowers in the greenery. You can put whatever you want, my friend. It is all your design, boo-boo. And so right here, we're just gonna go ahead and finish this last little bad boy. And once we finish this boy right here, or this little bad girl, one time somebody asked me, like, why not bad girl? Yeah, it's a bad girl. She's a bad girl, the last one. So once we finish her up, we're gonna go ahead and add little butterflies to all these little guys, a little pink here and there. And then we're gonna be done. I'm also gonna use hot glue on these little bad boys because I don't want these to fall off, which you guys are gonna see at the end. One of them does fall off. But the good thing is that we caught it and we put it back. So anywho, go ahead and just add whatever little element you want to add, or if you want to add something. And if you don't want to add nothing, don't go ahead and put nothing right there, boo-boos. Like I said, it's all your design right there. Don't be screaming at me like that. So this is the little last one that we're doing right here, and we are completely done, guys. How cute were these, right? I mean, I really loved how these came out. I like that whole acetate clear part. See, this one fell off. It always has to be that extra one. That must be, his name must be Jesse.
Welcome back, my little crafty monsters. Yeah, boo-boos. That's how easy it was to make these little bad boys right here. I mean, seriously, they were super easy. I think they're super cute because they're clear and they're see-through, and it just looks like those beads are kind of like floating in the midair, and those little butterflies right there in the middle. Pero mira que tan cute, ¿verdad? And we didn't just use paper. Hello. We used plastic, and we used plastic flowers too. And then a paper flower. And then some material. We are so awesome today. So we did like a mixed media embellishment. How about that, boo-boos? So anyway, that's how easy it was to make these. I hope that inspires you guys to make some little embellishments with acetate, because you can make some square ones, you can make some heart ones, you can make so many different kind that you would like to make of a shape. Just remember that if you're going to be painting it, paint will kind of chip off of the slick surface. So I would actually kind of sand it down the way we did. And you're going to hide that anyway because you're going to be painting over it. So you don't really have to worry about that, my little crafty monsters. But that's how we made these little bad boys. And that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Don't forget to subscribe. Go ahead and hit that little icon on the very bottom. He's floating in there somewhere, and it's a picture of moi. And we become BFFFFFs. Because I know that I know BF is good, but BFF is even better. And I know you guys want to be my BFFFFFs. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and also hit that like button because you're already there. Go ahead and share it to a friend, and we would be awesomely appreciative. So that's it for now, my little crafty monsters. Until next time, bye.